Köln, seid ihr noch bei mir? Gamescom 2016, Tag 3, seid ihr gut drauf? Wir haben was ganz Großartiges für euch vorbereitet. Wer weiß vielleicht schon, was kommt? Ja, genau, wer ist bereit für Brawlmania? Nee, das muss besser gehen. Wer von euch ist bereit für Brawlmania? Super, wir haben auf jeden Fall richtig krasse Spiele eingeladen. Und wer es gestern vielleicht schon mitbekommen hat und den Tag davor, haben wir die Teams natürlich themenentsprechend eingeordnet. Wir haben auf der einen Seite die Allianz und auf der anderen Seite die Horde, also Alliance versus Horde. Und dann können wir mal kurz abchecken, wer von euch ist für die Allianz? Doch 3 Leute, da wenigstens. Und wer von euch ist für die Horde? Super, deswegen würde ich sagen, begrüßen wir erstmal trotzdem unter einem riesengroßen Applaus die Spieler der Allianz, Team Liquid. Gerd, ich sehe, ihr seid auf jeden Fall schon mal nicht der Publikumsliebling.
Ja, das habe ich schon an der Legends vorhin gemerkt. Ja. Aber wir geben unser Bestes.
Ja, vielleicht, ne, die Underdogs schaffen es ja ab und zu trotzdem mal. Ihr habt auf jeden Fall 3 Hardcore-Fans. Das ist doch schon mal was, oder?
Ist schon mal ein Anfang.
Ist schon mal ein Anfang.
Aber ich werde mir Mühe geben, dass du nachher eine andere Leggings trägst.
Vielleicht werden wir das tun, vielleicht aber auch nicht. Naja gut, Gerd, wir haben jetzt hier Alliance vs. Horde, wie schon herausgestellt. Ist das mal vielleicht ein etwas anderer Ansatz an dem Spiel?
Es ist definitiv größer als die Rivalität zwischen Fnatic und uns. Dementsprechend freue ich mich natürlich, falls wir heute in Köln ein paar zu der Allianz konvertieren können. Aber ich habe schon gesehen, dass wir leider am Nachteil sind.
Naja, das werden wir ja, wie gesagt, am Ende sehen. Ich danke dir vielmals auf jeden Fall. Du kannst schon mal zu deinen Jungs gehen und die nochmal kräftig anheizen und euch vorbereiten. Deswegen, ich würde dann die anderen auf die Bühne holen. Oh.
Weil ich ganz genau weiß, dass Quacknix es auch machen wird. For the Alliance!
So, gut. Ihr seid nicht begeistert. Naja, vielleicht ändert sich das ja gleich. Begrüßt das Team der Horde, Fnatic! Hey, Quacknix, how's it going?
It's going great. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here, and there's a lot of people as well.
Yes. So, are you prepared for this matchup to take it up against Alliance?
Yes, we are.
So you trained only for this moment?
Yes, we were lucky that we qualified for BlizzCon because we actually only practiced the Rexar and Gul'dan. And
so you're kind of prepared?
Yeah.
That's good to hear. So what will await us in the next match?
What do you mean?
Like, what are we looking forward to?
You're gonna look forward for some crazy picks and some probably crazy games.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are as well, and to all viewers on stream, thank you for tuning in. And yes, we'll be going up in our next battle in Brawlmania, Heroes of the Storm, of course, and it will be Alliance versus Horde. Thank you for tuning in, and for everyone that has to leave sooner or later, do not worry, we have a stream which is with us the whole week, so tune in at home. At blizzard.games, no, the other way around, gamescom.blizzard.com. I've said it a couple 100 times and still don't get it right. Well, Quacknix, any last words?
For the Horde!
Okay, ich würde sagen, die Spieler sind auf jeden Fall mental schon ausreichend vorbereitet und ich denke, das Publikum auch. Deswegen ist es Zeit, unsere Caster, die das Ganze mit euch begleiten werden, auf die Bühne zu holen. Unter einem Tosenapplaus begrüßen wir Kendrick und Kaldor. Ja, wie war das? Die Caster und der Host sollten nicht biased sein. Aber
davon habe ich mir nichts gesagt bekommen.
Klar haben wir
ich fühle mich
natürlich
gerade schon ein bisschen in der Unterzahl, muss ich ganz ehrlich sagen.
Aber du weißt ja, Melli, wie das ist. Es ist ja generell so in der Qualität. Da kommt es drauf an.
Ja.
Quantität ist nicht immer gut.
Ja.
Das ist in WoW auch schon so. Es gibt
Das
immer viele Hordler, aber dann, wenn es ins BG geht, dann wisst ihr, wer die Nase vorne hat, oder? Das ist die Allianz, also ganz klar.
Seit wann das denn? Ich mache mir da gar keine Sorgen.
Das sagen immer die, die zurückliegen, ne? Wisst ihr Bescheid. Wir können ja noch mal kurz checken. Kendrick, du kannst ja mal fragen, wer für die Allianz ist.
Ja, Leute, ich würde sagen, bei der Allianz gibt es auch die Cookies. Und jetzt denkt mal an den Legion-Trailer. Wer ist da der Bad Boy im Trailer? Ich glaube, der König Varian, oder? Also, Allianz, mach mal ein bisschen Lärm hier.
Ich glaube, wir lösen das Problem ganz einfach. Wer ist hier for the Horde?
Okay, Jungs, ich denke, es ist serviert. Es ist serviert. Ihr dürft euch an eure Caster-Stations begeben. Ich wünsche euch ganz viel Spaß. Ich werde jetzt schnell von der Bühne verschwinden. Und euch wünsche ich noch mehr Spaß bei Alliance vs. Horde.
Okay, Jungs, also ich glaube, wir sind schon ready. Wir können mit dem Ganzen hier anfangen. Das wird auf jeden Fall recht interessant. Aber
Sprechen Sie English? Yeah, I sprechen Sie English. So we're here with the English cast, guys. Remember, this is just the English cast for the stream, whereas Calder and Kendrick will be casting in German to the live audience. And Kendrick, being the scumbag that he is running with the Alliance for this one, whereas Calder, a man of impeccable taste, such as myself, is going with the Horde in terms of who we think might win. However, both these teams have some very interesting hero picks, considering that they play on the professional level and are going to be playing with some of the picks that we haven't really seen in the professional level up to now. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, it is Brawlmania! And coming in, it is going to be Horde versus the Alliance. You can see here that the Horde actually are bringing out Rexar and Gul'dan alongside Rhaegar, Thrall, and Sylvana, so two alternate picks there. Whereas the Alliance actually have some pretty good damage in the form of Greymane, Jada, and Falstad. However, their support, bringing in the Malfurion here, a bit less common. And we also have the Muradin here. So they have a fairly solid tank. So actually the Alliance looks quite solid here. They've got some good jumps on the Muradin, good engage with that. And the Greymane as the follow-up, whereas the Horde is very much going to be relying on their, going to be relying on Rhaegar and Sylvanas maybe to get some good work done. Rhaegar combined with Thrall, though, could really turn it for them. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to map number 1. And spawning on the left-hand side, it is going to be Fnatic as the Horde. And playing for them, it is going to be Smexy on the Rhaegar, Wooby on the Thrall, Breeze playing the Rexar, Shwimpy on the Gul'dan, and Quacknix playing the Sylvanas. Whereas on the right, it is Team Liquid as the Alliance. And playing for them, it's Athero on the Muradin, Chris on the Jada, Sportbelly on the Falstad, Gerard on the Malfurion, and Shad is playing the Greymane. All of them on the Armored Warhorse here. They are running Alliance style here. So, we're going to be seeing it just a lineup at the start, setting themselves up, and Quacknix dancing in the center. Here comes Gerd. There's the rune, and Gerd gets engaged on. He gets picked off. The betrayal is real by the Horde here, but it is a 1-0 trade in favor of the Horde. They set up for the dance party, and then immediate betrayal by the Horde, making it 1-0 to Fnatic with terms of kills. Whereas Team Liquid immediately on the back foot here. But they've already returned around. Actually 2-0. The dive by Fnatic picking off Falstad as well. The rotations are real here. And immediately getting some kills to start out with. And that is very, very strong. We're seeing Quacknix dodging out the Stormbolt. He's now on the run though. Athero dropped the slow, but a stun missed. In comes Shad. Doesn't get the last auto. And Quacknix immediately pulling out here. You may hear my throat sounding a little bit poor. That's because I was watching the regionals where Fnatic qualified yesterday and I cheered quite a bit, and as such my throat is a little bit screwed today. But I'm sure everything will be fine. For now, Sportbelly is staying in his lane on his own, clearing up. He does get the rotation over Chris and Athero. Athero walking through all of the corruption by Gul'dan there and finds Wooby in the middle of the map. Here comes Misha from Breeze in the back line. They find Jada, and Jada gets deleted here. Misha takes all of the Blizzard though, but Athero has to back up. He's too low here. Breeze even looking for maybe a chase, decides against it in the end. But Fnatic dominating right now, 3-0. Some amazing kills there at the start, putting themselves in a great position. The nuclear items will be spawning in 12 seconds. And the teams will be looking to pick those up. If you haven't seen the map before, we have a nuclear warheads that spawn around the map every couple seconds, and the teams, every couple of minutes, sorry, the teams can pick them up and then use the nuclear items to drop nukes on each other or each other's structures. They do have a maximum damage account number. In the center, it does way more damage. Chris getting focused down here. He's slow. There's Corruption. Mexi with the final hit for the kill there. Thero now pushing forward, trying to tank up and body block Shrimpy away from the objective here, away from this nuclear warhead here. Because they want to get at least one. Neither have been picked up though. The one in the bottom lane is still currently being fought over, but Greymane has been pushed back in a 2 versus 1 by Fnatic with Wobby and Quacknix there. So Quacknix will pick up the first nuclear warhead here. The middle one still being fought over, but now with Quacknix and Wobby on the way, they should be able to take this due to the fact that Greymane is still on his way from base with a Thero. Getting some good roaming. The nuke being used by Quacknix, but they've not had the chance to play this match, so instead they're going to dance in the nuke, as they did not know, I expect, that it took so long to activate. This is, I believe, all of these teams' first time playing it. No, actually, no, Liquid did play one game because I let them skip to Q 1 point to get some practice on, but Fnatic were a bit busy in the tournament, so they have 0 experience on this map, whereas Liquid have a bit of experience. So a small advantage in favor of Liquid for that. Quacknix starting the dance party, looking for an opportunity to try and just deal some damage. Right now, the poison is spreading amongst the Alliance here, Team Liquid. They are very much on a bit of the back foot here, taking too much damage from that Shadow Dagger from Sylvanas. He's doing a really good job here. And here we go, Swimpy gets rooted. The Trien is here for Malfurion, going with the extra damage here. Boss being started by Fnatic. Misha being used to tank. Remember, this boss is lethal. We saw it do huge damage yesterday, although at one point it did bug out and just decide to not do anything. Breeze gets chunked there, but Misha tanking through very nicely here. She's doing a really good job on sustain here. And we see Wobby just doing a lot of the damage. They are going to be able to kill this. We see Rhaegar move in here, drop his healing totem. That has a super short cooldown, so he'll be able to spam that out and get a lot of healing, etc. We see a kill onto the Gul'dan, though. The Alliance able to finally pick something up, but Gerd able to survive 2. Here comes Formally to make it 2. And finally, the Alliance on the board with 2 kills there, but the boss is now picked up by Wobby, and that will be pushing the bottom lane. But I was mentioning something earlier in terms of max damage. Down goes Malfurion there. But basically, oh, hang on, Jaina rooted. Misha, is she going to jump? Is she going to jump? There's no follow-up if she does, so instead she's going to come in and try and prevent the engage that is happening to the people in that middle area jungle. We're seeing the big fight happen. We're seeing Thrall try to put it away. Once again, I'm not in control of the camera, otherwise I would be looking at that, but it looks like there was a bit of a disengage. We see Warheads going to be spawning soon according to the map there, but haven't seen either. So we're going to see Wobby joining the boss in the bottom lane, going to be pushing that up as much as possible. Working that down, working the towers. The boss, not huge in terms of sieging, but it does clear up minions very efficiently, and those Badelings are the main damage source here. It is good to kill them off if you are on the defense here. You can see they chunk damage, a lot of poison damage on structures here. So it's very good to get rid of them as quick as possible. Now that Sylvanas is here, though, that fort will be disabled, and the boss will be able to push through that with ease and disabling the tower as well for good measure. So in the meantime, Gerd up into the top lane, just beginning to clear this out as much as possible. He's gone for a Mule talent here, a interesting choice, dropping it in advance to try and help defend here, but the AoE damage from the boss might kill that off if they're not careful. Sylvanas disabling that mid tower, but the Mule, like I said, immediately killed off. Might have been better to use it at a bit less of advanced. Shrimpy once again getting focused down. Here's the healing totem, but Shad gets the kill. The burst damage is too much for the healing here that Gul'dan can provide himself. But nice route from Wobby from the side, but it doesn't matter. They're still able to pick up Rexar there, which kills off Misha as well. And, well, the Alliance, they're beginning to bring it back a little bit. They're taking their opportunities, and they're winning individual fights. Wobby picking up the fountain there, just getting his health back while they continue to clear as the mid lane was pushed up quite a bit. But right now, it is still 1 kill on the forts to 0 in favor of the Horde right now. We see Gul'dan with a just wide collection of talents on the build, whereas Thrall has gone with a very W-based build. He's going to try and just get the roots so they can get the full lockdown, because right now they're either fully reliant on Rexar or Thrall has to adjust his build, and that's what he has done here. Whereas Jaina, full Q build, and Greymane going with that extra damage. He's gone for that untouchable, so he wants to get that huge damage out. In the meantime, Solstad is going with the normal build. Wobby in retreat, gets hit by the Q from Chris, though, and that's enough to finish him off with the Blizzard Wave. And he is taken down. Well, like I said, the Alliance bringing it back here. They're looking strong right now. 9-9. The Alliance bringing it back. They're going to try and grab the boss while Thrall is dead. Breeze hovering around the area. Misha is currently not in the area. She'll be respawning very soon. Shrimpy is going to ignore this though and split push. Breeze picked off here. No sustain without Misha, so he was not able to survive that. So instead, we will see Liquid move into the boss and they will finish that off and grab that for their team. But with nuclear items spawning, Shrimpy will probably be able to grab one of these and try and help use it for his team, and also just grab level 10 for his team by killing off the tower. So we're seeing Wailing Arrow, we're seeing the Bestial Wrath coming in for Breeze there on that Rexar. The Bloodlust coming in for the Rhaegar, so they're going to try and Bloodlust the Bear here. Earthquake for Thrall. Gul'dan yet to pick. He's going with the raid. We're seeing some fun here. Whereas the Alliance bringing in the Haymaker on Muradin, Ring of Frost, Twilight Dream, the nod by the Greymane here, and the Hinterland Blast. In comes Sportbelly. Hinterland Blast immediately used Nuke trying to be dropped here, but once again they just straight up disengage. Ring of Frost catches free though. The Nuke only hits a little bit of Quacknix. The damage kills off Misha. The raid coming in from the backline is doing quite a lot of damage actually. Shad's getting burst down, but it doesn't matter. We still see Gul'dan get taken out. That's the first real hero taken down in this fight. Smexy in full retreat. Thrall very nearly. Jules, Shad, and they kill each other. The Nuke goes down. Fighting under the keep here. Now Smexy needs to delay this. He needs to interrupt this. It's not under 4. No, he gets stunned up. Now they're diving it to try and kill him. Smexy juking and diving. He survives. They kill off Muradin. The great play by Fnatic there. They're able to pick up the Nuke, but Nuke being dropped by Gerd to zone them away from this. So they're just going to have to wait that out. They lose their fountain, but they will still get the Nukes. Now remember, the Nukes, if the center hits a structure, it will do a huge amount of damage. We will see it here, but they have a maximum amount of damage that will do to heroes. They will maximum do 30% of a hero's health. So they are good in the fight. It's a big chunk of damage, but if you can drop it on structures as well, there is no maximum damage. They just scale with their level, etc. So there you go, little tidbit there. So if you want to drop it on heroes, you need to, 1, make sure you hit the center so you get the maximum amount of damage, and 2, remember it only does percentage damage, so if you can drop it on the front line, then that will get maybe a little bit more value. So we are seeing Team Liquid, the Alliance, moving onto the map here, looking for an opportunity to try and engage, try and steal something. Instead, they're moving around, whereas Fnatic are completely set up in a gank scenario to try and catch Liquid as they rotate down to find Shrimpy in the bottom lane. But Shrimpy doesn't live. He just gets picked off. His drain isn't enough to survive 5 people, so he just goes down. So now Liquid moving into the boss area, and we see Fnatic completely surrounding it right now, but instead of surrounding it, they decide to regroup up. Misha coming in from the other side of the distraction. Wobby drops the Earthquake, gets deleted, flies into the distance. Here comes the Nuke, only going to catch Chris here, and doesn't do a huge amount of damage. It's enough to chunk, but everyone else on Fnatic is already dead. Down goes the Rhaegar as well, and that just leaves Sylvanas, and Team Liquid will once again secure themselves a boss here. And they will be able to grab that, and that will push down the bottom lane where they already have a Merc camp, so they're going to be able to get some huge value out of this, whereas Sylvanas currently just clearing the mid lane, keeping that pushed up, and she already has a Mercenary camp in the top lane, so she is currently doing her own thing. Despite being the Horde, the Forsaken can fight alone. So we're going to be seeing Gerd clearing out with his Moonfire at the moment, doing as much damage to the minion wave as possible, whereas Fnatic just clearing out everything right now. They need to get rid of Baning, but right now they're only exploding on minions, but Shrimpy once again caught. The issue with Gul'dan being shown here, Quacknix trying to juke, and he will get out of there, but the fort has now been forfeit. There is no defense for this. There's still two nukes left to pick up. It looks like Breeze attempted to pick up one, but Falstad's making that very difficult. Jaina going for the other. Whoopee just misses the root, and there's the Haymaker used onto him. Breeze survives the Falstad, so they will get one, but in exchange, like I said, the Haymaker was used, and that will guarantee the kill onto Thrall slightly lower down. So a 1-for-1, and the nukes 1-for-1 as well, so both teams have one now. Quacknix clearing out this boss. He has those barb shots to do the extra damage here, so he can clear that up that little bit quicker. And now let's see where these nukes are used. Are they going to be used for siege potential here, or are they going to be used for team fights once again? We will have to see. There's the stun onto Smexy here. Shad coming in from behind, clearing up that boss. Here comes the raid here. Rain of Destruction from Gul'dan. Not able to catch anyone though. He can reactivate it to cancel, which he probably should do. He does. And is now going to move forward to help out his team. Quacknix decides not to dive into fort range, because that would be insanely risky and he would die. So for now, the dance party once again has begun. Will there be a betrayal this time? The corruption's used. This time though, Gerd was ready and he pulls out of it. And the dance party does not turn into a bit of a red wedding even. So we see just the Rexar moving back and forward. Misha looking for the scanning out, as she is the least important character in terms of what gets killed. So we're seeing the objective captured, the mercenary camp, those fire bats captured. There's the haymaker. Doesn't really get the value that Thera wanted. He just didn't get the right side of it there. Corruption does a bit of damage to Sport Billy. He uses his barrel roll there to block a lot of the damage, but he still got hit by 2. So like you can see, takes quite a bit of damage himself, and the innovate used by Malfurion, keeping him healthy. Malfurion has got a very damage-focused build, and don't forget I've actually seen him use his Twilight Dream yet. We'll keep an eye on that. Bloodlust also still available, so we'll keep an eye out for that as well. So we're seeing look through. And there's the Earthquake used by Wubby, giving them some escape potential. Wailing Arrow catches 2 in the backline. There's the Bloodlust chasing on Sigurd. He's killed off before he can use his Twilight Dream there. Wubby pushing through with very little damage. His Land Blast didn't do too much. Wubby gets killed off by a Thera here. Chris staying alive. He B-steps out. And the Alliance are taking the fight. They don't have to Swimpy. They kill him off as well. And Breeze, the only one left alive. In comes to go for the throat by Greymane. And they get the kill. Nuclear item is there, ready to be picked up. They can then use that if they want to continue pushing or use it in the top lane to try and assist that boss. But right now they can't pick it up because remember, it's a channel ability. You need to pick up the nuke. So if you're hit by a minion, it will interrupt it. But every heroic was using that fight except for the Rain of Destruction by Gul'dan. And just quickly, people are pointing out that there are a couple characters who aren't in their respective things, like Brawl and Gul'dan are no longer part of the Horde. But we're going with iconic characters here. Here comes the nuke by a Thero. Look at that, that is perfect. Getting the circle onto the fort, the outside area onto the fountain. The fountain barely lives. At lower levels, that would kill the fountain. But he still gets the maximum efficiency out of that nuke, just in time for new nukes to spawn. So he's able to set up and get the good get some good damage and control more objectives. Gerd going to be picking up the aggressive nuke here for the Horde here. For the Alliance. So they grab that. And we see Dana moving back. Right now, Falstad is just attempting to delay this, prevent Wubby from picking that up. He moves in, attempts to channel that out. Pulls back. A good poke there from Falstad. He's just doing the delay for the moment, where Shrimpy will guarantee this one. And it is just a poke game right now. This is what this map is supposed to be. Just poke until you can guarantee the objective for yourself, because it is just a channel. And there's the nuke, once again used. This time Center did not hit the fort, and another nuke that will finish off the keep there. But they could have maybe finished it off with just one if they just got the center on it. Instead, they just put 2 in the general area to finish off all the buildings instead. So we're seeing Team Fnatic pushing forward here. The Horde wants to try and guarantee something. They're wrapping around. Looks like they want to maybe try and use their nukes. They do. That circle looks like it's barely on it. Second one definitely is. But in comes Team Liquid. The Alliance wants to try and prevent this atrocity. The keep is down. Can Fnatic get out of here and make this work? In comes the Earthquake. There's the Bloodlust. Ring catches a lot. The Rain of Destruction is in this time for once a really good position. But Shad in the backline is decimating everyone. But right now it's a 3 for 2. The Horde actually getting out of that pretty well. They're actually making a 3 for 3 if they can keep Spexy alive and kill off Shad. Shad tries to kill off Spexy, and he does, but he goes down himself, so that makes it a 4 for 3 in favor of the Alliance. Sport Billy now being quite greedy. Breeze, if he can kill off Sport Billy and get out, which he won't. There's the Twilight Dream to guarantee the kill, and that's a 5 for 3 in favor of the Alliance. And now they're going to attempt to take the boss, with Gerd being the one tanky. He's got for actually a fairly mercenary efficient build. He gets bonus damage on his route there. The Tria will tank for a bit, but it does do a lot of damage. They have to trade a lot of aggro and dodge those Banelings. If they don't dodge the Banelings, they're going to be screwed in this. Gerd needs to self-heal in order to keep this push going. Excuse me. But he's trying his best right now. The Trion is... No, he actually used the Mule for tanking then. Trion has just spawned. Sportbilly moving in as well. They're doing some good job trading aggro. Right now, they're mostly leaving on Sportbilly, but Gerd is jumping in for a good hit or 2 every now and again. They will be able to guarantee this. It was close, unless Quacknix can pull off an insane play here, but Sportbilly is completely at full health and mana. He moves into the circle. Here he comes. Here comes Muradin, though, but here comes Wubby as well. There's the Earthquake to try and block it. Sylvanas in the backline trying to kill off Gerd. They kill each other. Ring of Frost catches Wubby here, but he turns it around onto a Pharaoh, gets the kill, but he has no health. They grab the boss, though. Here comes the Bloodlust very late on the freaking Gul'dan, who gets wiped out by Shad. And neither of them able to get a huge amount of history. Boss is grabbed, Smexy grabs Falstad, but here comes Shad. Here comes Chris, but Breeze is here to help. They turn it onto Shad. That was a bad move there. He did not know the Breeze was coming, and as such, he gets taken out. And we will see The Horde, Fnatic stealing the boss and pushing in to the core here. The Keep was taken down by nukes earlier. They don't have any nukes here, so they just want to try and end the game. Chris landing the Blizzard. There's the feigned death used by Breeze to prevent any follow-up damage. They get Jada. All of the heroes are dead, but they have no nukes. They're just trying to end with just Misha and Rexar and the boss here, which they will probably be able to do unless Fury can pull off an insane play here. That is GG! And we will see Fnatic as the Horde taking game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. A very intense first series, despite the fact the Alliance finished on level 20, Twilight Dream, just on in time. And Fnatic take the first series. And Liquid bring it back. They look strong there. They were able to hold out and actually stayed ahead for the majority of that game with that last fight of the boss. They were able to juggle super well, but Sylvanas, with the delay just long enough for Thrall to get in. The Bloodlust was a tiny bit slow, so they weren't able to get it there. But we will see. We will see if they're able to do it. So for now, Fnatic are currently 1-0 up. Let's see if they can do it. Just so you guys know, if Fnatic win the next game, then this series is over and we'll do something different tomorrow. Still with Fnatic and Liquid. But if there is a third game, then that will be played tomorrow and that will decide the champion, basically. So we will see what happens from that. So I believe now we will be swapping maps as well. So we may be heading to Brax's Hold now. But yeah, the bloodlusted Gul'dan was quite entertaining. But right now, we're just going to be setting up straight for the next game this time. Seeing as it is the same teams, we do not need to swap everyone out. The Horde looking quite happy with themselves there. Fnatic able with a really good comeback. Insane play by the Sylvanas being played by Quacknix there to just delay that boss for just long enough. But the fact is the boss cap was super well done, super efficiently done by the Alliance, by Team Liquid. But they just weren't able to lock it in. They just weren't able to guarantee it. But for now, the Alliance, they still look happy. They still look in high spirits despite losing that game. They know that they were in really good position for a lot of it. Despite losing most of the kills early on, they brought everything back very nicely. So we'll be getting back into this very shortly. I'm just going to have a quick drink. Caldor representing the Horde for this one. We see we're setting up and we're getting ready for the next game as soon as possible. They're just getting the players into the lobby right now, and then we'll be getting underway. Sorry for the delay. Sounds like we just went into the ready screen, and then we will be all good, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, I believe we are swapping maps onto Brax's Hold now. So we will see if the Horde can cinch it out and shut out the Alliance here, or whether the Alliance can bring it back and bring it to a game number 3 tomorrow. It's going to be very exciting to see. Yesterday we had the Aliens versus the Knights, which was the winner of the winners match from the previous day, and the Aliens were able to take us. So far, Aliens reign supreme. Knights with a second place out of just the fantasy areas here. I don't know what the term would be. Archetype sounds good, but with the Alliance versus Horde, the iconic match for the ages, it is time to find out who is better. We are loading into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 of Brawlmania between the Horde, played by Fnatic, and the Alliance, played by Team Liquid. We have loaded into Brax's Hold, and ladies and gentlemen, sporting on the left-hand side of Brax's Hold, sorry, the right-hand side of Brax's Hold, it is going to be the red team of Team Liquid playing the Alliance. And we have Chris playing the Jada, Pharaoh playing the Muradin, Gerd and Herd playing the Malfurion, Sport Billy playing the Falstad, and Shad playing the Greymane. Whereas on the left-hand side, in the blue trucks, it is Fnatic playing the Horde. And the camera, there we go, thank you. We have Quacknix playing the Sylvanas, Breeze playing the Rexar, the Rhaegar being played by Smexy Style, and we have the Thrall being played by Whoopi. And finally, there's Gul'dan being played by Shrimpy. The dance battle is completely ignored, and the Pharaoh is once again killed. More betrayal by the Horde. The dance battle turns into a massacre, and Muradin is down straight away. The dancing has been ruined once again. The Horde, those traitorous... Some people might in fact say traitorous. I say opportunistic. Very well done to the Horde, as they are my favorite race, my favorite faction in WoW and Warcraft in general. So Quacknix, pushing in here. And right now, no one in the bottom lane, but this is why. Look where Rexar and Thrall are. They've snuck around the back past the minion wave to try and catch Greymane further back. In the meantime, though, Team Liquid were able to pick off Gul'dan, but look at that, the sneakiness. They want that Greymane, but in comes the rest of Team Liquid. This could go really bad. They have been found. Let's see if they can get killed off here. They do. We lose the Rexar here. It looks like Rhaegar already did piece out of there. Didn't want to get caught out, but the gank not so efficient this time. It did not work. So Smexy now on his own defending this lane, but he will be getting reinforcements at some point when Breeze's back since we are in the early game. So we're seeing the roam right now. Sportbilly already low from the poke from Quacknix. Wobby is here as well as is Shrimpy. We see a lot of heroes from the Alliance roaming up here. Muradin finds where Wobby is, forces him back a bit. Whereas Chris also comes in to assist in clearing the lane. Now, for those who do not know about this map, this is Braxis Hold. Basically, in order to win this map, the objective-wise, you need to control both of the signal beacons. When you control both, your pen, which is in either lane, it can swap lanes, will begin to fill up with Zerg. But you need to control both to actually fill up the lanes. Like right now, you see both teams have an altar, but neither one is actually getting any Zerg. You need to control both in order to start filling up. When one team reaches 100, then all the Zerg for both teams will be released. All the ones they've gathered so far. Pharaoh jumping over, trying to gain control. Right now, the Horde does own both of the pens here. There's the rune onto Misha. She gets taken out here. But right now, you will see the signal beacons once again getting neutralized. So Team Liquid will not be able to get any Zerg, but they have denied it. Going over to Fnatic, we see Falstad moving up to the top lane to try and retake control of that top signal beacon, whereas the rest of the Alliance here trying to hold, but Misha gets a good three-man stun here. Gerd arrives in time, needs to drop some healing onto a Pharaoh maybe, as he's dropping very low here, but he can only heal individual people. He does in fact drop a heal, but it's not going to be enough. We are in fact going to see the Alliance in full retreat, but it's not enough. Shad gets picked off there, and we will see the Alliance losing a hero here, but Smallbilly, once again, like we said, did grab that top signal beacon. So once again, no more initial Zerg going over to the Alliance here, to the Horde here. The Alliance, though, only have 2% Zerg for themselves, but a nice outplay by Smallbilly. Just misses killing Quacknix. He just survives. But once again, the Zerg being denied, but it is still 54 to 2% in favor of the Horde here. But the Alliance finally able to control both of the signal beacons. Let's see how long they can hold onto them for. Doesn't look like very long, so we just saw Malfurion be back to base, and Muradin rotate up to top to try and prevent Wobby from out-trading Sportbilly. Sportbilly ain't having it. Instead, he just turns it, and they get the kill, but they just lost bot. So they only got 16% here. Actually, no, even more, because they actually lost that middle altar for a bit, because they were busy chasing down Thrall as opposed to grabbing that signal beacon. But now Sportbilly moving aggressively onto the enemy side of the map. In comes Misha with the lightning shield, doing as much damage as he can. Sportbilly dives straight over the enemy team so he doesn't get caught away from his team. Needs to just get back to his healer so he doesn't get caught out. There's the flare coming in from Breeze here on that Rexar. Sportbilly pushing through a Pharaoh, super low. Needs the healing, he gets the healing. There's the root, and that boss gets aggroed. It's the infested Viking here. That boss gets aggroed and forces everyone back. But once again, 64% to 16. In favor of the Horde at the moment. The Alliance really struggling to control the area here, not getting as much as they would like. Sportbilly hovering around, looking for his opportunity to just try and get some poke here. Remember, there are globe spawners on this map. That is just a way to just get sustained. Thrall has died here. But yeah, there's not as many things as a 2-lane map. They've actually included globe spawners. The first map to include it is outside of the ARAM map, the single lane map that Blizzard made a little bit earlier. Chris and Smexy started the dance body and denied. Chris this time with the betrayal. The Alliance showing that they can be a little bit underhanded as well. So Smexy continuing to clear up here. Gerd was attempting to take his own mercenary camp, but it was stolen instead by Breeze there. Breeze now in full retreat. And Swimby able to get some good poke, but Breeze gets killed off. The retreat cut off by Jaina there. And the altars now once again both in control of the Alliance and denied as Rhaegar grabs the one in the bot lane. So once again, the Horde denying the Alliance any kind of advantage in this game. Right now, XP is in favor of the Alliance, but they are so far behind in terms of the objective right now. So Sportbilly just clearing this up for the moment, just getting rid of the minions. Whereas, there we go, the altar has been grabbed, but they still don't have control at top. So neither team grabbing those Zerg. This is the longest we've seen, I think, without either team grabbing it. There's the mule, once again, taken by that Malfurion. Thank you very much, Gerard, a man after my own heart. So he's going to be trying to repair that. This is actually very good on this map because you want to protect your maps as much as possible in order to keep yourself defended from those Zerg, because they will do a lot of damage to structures. So muling up a keep or anything like that is going to be insanely useful. Some of the other times we have skipped over a little bit here is Thrall went with the Season Marksman. It's a 2-lane map, but he can't really roam between the lanes that well. But he's still able to stay close to the lanes. The objective is right next to it, so he's able to just keep getting a single lane effect worth of minions pretty much constantly. Nice Rainbow Shrimpy there, able to get some good damage on the Falstad, trade him out quite nicely. And once again, bottom signal beacon still remains in control of the Horde. Question is, can they steal it? Both teams beginning to creep their way towards level 10, but neither one going to be getting it as of yet. Once again, the globe spawners have been left at the moment completely alone. Neither team wishing to pick one up. We have actually no globe talent on either of the teams, so neither one actually wants it that much as is. A Pharaoh having to leap away. He doesn't have as much sustain as he needs yet. Mule once again being used just to replenish mana at this point. Ammo, sorry, on the fort at this point. But we are seeing the Alliance just sieging the Horde here, but that healing totem from Rhaegar here has such a low cooldown here, so he is just able to spam it out and just get huge amounts of healing out. Here comes the stun by Misha coming in from above. She gets stunned out herself, takes a lot of damage, but is able to tank through, and Breeze is just going to be able to drop the heal. He also gets healed by Smexy there. And we're seeing Thrall though, grabbing the top altar, but they're going to get a little tick. No, denied immediately, and they kill off Sylvanas. The Alliance able to deny any more Zerg going over to the Horde and take control of and grab a kill here. So very nice play by the Alliance, putting themselves in a strong position, but they had to bring Falstad away from the top lane to do it. And the second that happened, Thrall moved to top and was able to grab that altar back. But Falstad flying up here. He wants to either kill Thrall or attempt to steal that altar back. And Malfurion actually killing off Gul'dan here with the help of Muradin. They're able to grab that Jada, grabbing that top altar. It looks like finally we see the Alliance in control. Let's see how long they can hold on to it for. If they can get up to that 100, will be moving in, wants to try and steal it back. But Sportbilly is there using the brush to his advantage. But with Sylvanas here, numbers advantage is in favor of the Horde here, and they push back the Alliance. And as such, take control of that top signal beacon, bring it to 82 to 64. Down goes the Thrall again here, and it's back in control of the Alliance, and that should be enough. 92, 94, and that is 100. Release the Zerg. It is time for the Zerg rush here, and we have the Horde pushing in the bottom lane, the Alliance pushing in the top lane. The Horde still have a fairly significant amount of Zerg here, but the Alliance is a far superior force. The Zerglings leading the charge, the Banelings following up. The Syra goes off, meaning the danger, but we are seeing the Horde using the most of their heroes here. Sylvanas helping the Zerg push here. In comes the Mule to try and protect it. Huge damage on the Sportbilly while he's trying to defend. The Mule gets a bit of healing done. There is the Haymaker there, sorry, which is level 10 for both teams. So there it is. Huge damage from the bear in the background as the Bloodlust was used. Twimpy just focusing on the sports, but he gets the kill. The Zerg's almost completely gone for the Horde here, for Fnatic. But they've still managed to guarantee themselves the fort here as the Mule finally goes down. In the meantime, the Alliance, though, have pushed all the way up through the tier 2 towers. They're actually starting on the keep with their Zerg here, just by letting them push alone. As long as they can get out of here in just a 2-for-2 situation, this has actually been pretty good for them. Gerd gets stunned by Misha, though. He survives, and they instead kill off Rexar with the Blizzard. Now they want Rhaegar, Bodybox, Scrub of Pharaoh, and Smexy goes down, but they were able to pick off the Rhaegar there as well. So they pick up the Jada, and they get the Gul'dan too. So Team Liquid, the Alliance, able to take the victory there in that fight, and the keep as well. The Zerg, if it's left unattended, that's what happens. You can't just leave it here. But there you go, we see them completely cleared out. Very nicely done by the Alliance there, taking a huge advantage. But we saw what happened last time they had an advantage. They ended up losing the game. But we'll see if that happens again. So we have the level 10s, like we said, available for both teams. We have Bloodlust once again and the Bestial Wrath. So once again, give you that Bloodlusted Misha. Wailing Arrow, of course, for the Sylvanas. We have the Sundering for Thrall. And this time, Gul'dan went with the Fear. Whereas on the side of the Alliance, it is once again Twilight Dream for the Malfurion. The Ring of Frost for Jaina. Haymaker again for the Muradin. the go for the throat on the Grey Mane, and the Hinterland Blast coming in for Volstad. Shad, very low in health, but he can just be back instead, though. He just accepts Malfurion's healing and decides to use that, and is pretty happy with it. Quacknix gets deleted there. The Icebox seemed a bit unnecessary from Gerd, but style points, as always. He did pick up Icebox on his level 13. And we're now, though, seeing the Horde on the back foot. They're trying to clear. In comes out the Seeker Missile from that Raven. Will do quite a bit of damage to Shrimpy there. But he'll be able to get that healed quite quickly from Smexy. In comes the Vatter Mule there. That will hold the minion wave back a bit unless the Mercenaries get a little bit more value. But they are still killed off by the Horde here. With the Alliance in position. Smallbelly even flying in. The stun from a Pharaoh misses though. In comes Misha looking for an opportunity. Decides that they're not going to get anything. So instead, the Alliance just continuing to poke around, where as the Horde have finally split up, they're using Sylvanas to clear out the top lane, which has catapults in it. But they're also grabbing bot because, like we said, they forced the Horde to split as well. There's the Fear, only used onto Muradin here, who dives super deep. Hinterland only catches Breeze. Shrimpy in full retreat. He will survive here, gets rooted, takes a fair amount of damage doing so. But right now, the Alliance looking super strong. We're seeing the Horde grabbing Mercenaries all over the place, but the objectives are now back up. And the fact is, the Horde can't afford to stay at these fights for as long as they used to, because now they have a base, a top lane they need to defend, because catapults will be coming in and out of that every couple seconds. We're seeing Rexar getting rooted and picked off. Sorry, that is the Misha from the Rexar. She basically does all the work. She is the Rexar, whereas Rexar is the Misha. And we're seeing the good stun onto the bit. Wow. Gul'dan just getting annihilated there by the Haymaker into Twilight Dream. That seems unnecessary, but it did the job. Down goes Smexy too. Quacknix trying to teleport out, but he gets stun locked. And he can't teleport again because he has to teleport the first one to get the second wave. And he goes down. Great kill by the Alliance here. And they're bringing the kill count up to 20 to 6 in their favor. And now they control both altars. It wasn't controlled the Horde for a little bit. They managed to get 18%. But we see the Alliance have already surpassed that massively. And now they're just clearing out the Mercenaries that are pushing the top lane so that they can get prepared for their next push. There's a kill onto Thrall as well. They caught him out too in the lower lanes. And right now, the Alliance looking so much stronger than they did on the last map. Looking great here. They were ahead in the last map, but not by this much. Not by the 2 levels count that they have right now. And this is looking great for the Alliance right now. We're seeing, once again, the Horde were able to sneak back the altar for a little bit, but the Alliance taking that back. Once again, releasing the Zerg. We have 86%. That's going to be a full Zerg wave. No one is anywhere near an altar to deny this. And there we go. 18 to 100%. This time the Zerg will push the bottom lane for the Alliance and the top lane for the Horde. The top lane Zerg may actually help defend that lane a bit because it will hold back the catapults for a bit for the Horde, so they can focus purely on defending that bottom lane. That's exactly what they've done. They've all grouped up at their keep in order to defend this as best as they can with their level 30 talents compared to level 16 of the Alliance. They're playing super safe and super defensively here. In comes the Zerg. In comes the Athero, though, with a heavy impact onto Swimpy. Ring of Frost into that blast, and Swimpy gets deleted and evaporated. The Wailing Arrow, though, catches Jada in the backline. She goes down, but Shad wipes out the Thrall here. He goes down as well, so currently it's 2 for 2. And most of the Zerg have been killed off. The Ultras have at least, but there's still these huge damaged air dealers, air damage dealers in the background. Quacknix trying to juke, but he hasn't got a hope here. He gets taken out, even with the help of Smexy. No ancestral healing to protect him here. It's all about the Bloodlust, and that did not help. It was used, but it did not help. So we are now seeing the Alliance pushing forward with what little Zerg they have remaining. They do have minion waves though, but now they have catapults in both lanes. They actually have a minion wave coming in through the top lane as well, but they do not believe they have enough to defend, because right now all of the heroes are coming back, whereas all of the ones for the Alliance are stuck in the base. Hit the Haymaker used onto Misha there to prevent the chase, because it also knocks Breeze aside there. Zerg finally finished off, and now there's 2 lanes worth of catapults for the Horde to deal with. Top lane is actually pushing all the way up to core right now. They will have to keep an eye on that and be careful that it doesn't just get killed off here. So, for now though, we are seeing the Alliance looking to take all the objectives as much as they can. Just grabbing everything. And just hovering around. They're actually not taking it. They're hovering around boss and clearing lanes at the moment, looking for the Horde. They want to try and pick off kills here, whereas the Horde using Sylvanas to clear out the minion waves, whereas they're moving around looking for kills at this point as well. They don't want to move out of position. They know the best comeback now that they have 16 talents as well is to win a team fight. And right now, though, they haven't found anything, so they're starting the boss. Shad has spotted this, though. A Barrow is here. He has that heavy impact. The stun on his Dwarf toss, so he can just jump in if the objective fight happens. He has the healing static, so he can just fight here. Instead, jumps into the backline, looks for the kill. Haymaker onto Wubby, interrupted before he can even use the Sundering, but he goes down too. But there is the second kill onto Rhaegar, so add Sylvanas, and that is an objective going over to the Horde. But the Alliance winning the fight fairly significantly here. We're seeing Misha and Shrimpy trying to get the kill here. Drain onto Gurn. He survives with no health. There's the Mana Mule saying, you can't kill me like that. What are you thinking? Shrimpy now trying to chase Chris, but Chris got the slow on him. There's the drain, but it might not be enough. Dodges. Corruption misses. We're going to see spells being shot at each other for a while. Does Shrimpy want to chase? Does he have the guts? Chris, scouting it out. Oh, Shrimpy very lucky to get out of there. Sportbelly would have found him. In fact, looks like he did find him anyway. Shrimpy is on the run, but he's heading towards the wrong base there, Fred. Interlap Blast is used and kills off the Shrimpy. Shrimpy gets taken down, doing a fair amount of damage there. He did manage to delay for a little bit. The boss, though, was already pushed up, did not get a huge amount of efficiency. He was already killed off. So now Mercenary Caps being grabbed and objectives being picked up by the Alliance here, once again putting themselves in the dominant position, but the Mule really being used more as a Mana Mule at this point than as a legitimate thing, although it could be used on top lane and would get a lot of efficiency there. But right now, look at this, 44-0. Can the Horde get anything here? They start to take control of bot, but the Blizzard is used, as is the Root. They can't afford to stand on this. Quagnix immediately takes damage, immediately stunned, he gets deleted. The stun lock from the Alliance is too good here. They get another kill, and it's just Rexar left. He goes down too. An absolute decimation by the Alliance here. They're able to take down the Horde in game number 2. They now want Shrimpy. Ring of Frost is used, and the Haymaker. Ring of Frost missed because of the Haymaker, but it doesn't matter. They don't even need the Zerg at this point. They're pushing it as 5 towards the core. They're going to try and get it. They have some minions. Chris actually has very low health here, so they're going to clear out the minions here so they get the catapults. But that should be GG. The Zerg will be arriving, even if they don't finish off the core, to do the job anyway. Shield gets taken down. Dodge body by Gerard here. And that is GG. And we are going to a game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Very nicely played by the Alliance here, bringing the score up to 1-1. The Alliance looking strong in that match. They looked strong in the previous match, but the Horde were able to take the nice victory with the sneaky boss steal. But this time, the Alliance took control of every single map area and never let go. They looked super, super tough. But I have been told that we are in fact, going to be going to a game number 3. We're going to get that done as well today. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're excited because we're about to find out who is the best. I don't know which map we're going on. I'm going to assume we'll swap back to Warhead Junction for this one, as we'll go 1-2-1-2. So it's going to be back down to the nukes. Last time, the Horde, aka Fnatic, did win on Warhead Junction. They were able to take the victory via a nice boss steal, but neither team really used the nukes to their full siege potential there, and tried to use it a lot in team fights where they had the maximum of 30% damage. But it was still quite cool to see. Whereas we saw just a very nice play by the Alliance, but overall, the Horde were able to just sneak it out, like we said, with that boss deal. That's really what turned it. So the question is, can the Alliance avoid letting anything dangerous like that happen again, which could ruin their chances? Or will they run home with the victory here and steal it away from the Horde, who, like we said, previous fights, there's been a lot of focus onto Shrimpy on this Gul'dan. He has been struggling quite a bit with this, as he has very little escape of his own. That's why he ran the fear this time, because he was like, well, they're just going to try and burst me down. I guess I have to bring something to defend myself. But ladies and gentlemen, game number 3, it is the Horde versus the Alliance. And who is going to come out victorious in the 3rd game? We'll be getting into the game as soon as possible. We haven't actually gone into the loading screen yet. We'll be getting in very, very shortly. So, just waiting it out. There we go. We just went into Hero Select. I can hear game sounds in my headset, so I can tell when we're about to head in. And unfortunately, I am boiling hot right now, because for those who haven't seen my Twitter, actually, I don't think I put a picture on my Twitter. But basically, I am inside what I would call a mini version of the Pro Career booths that they use in the GSL. and they have zero ventilation because they are soundproof. There is supposed to be like very little sound from outside that gets in. It is way quieter in here than it is outside. However, that also means that there's no ventilation. So what happened to the games yesterday and the day before was I was able to open the door in between the games to stop myself from setting on fire to let some air in. This one, because I've had no break, because I'm talking in the breaks, that I am melting, quite literally, because I've not had a chance to open the door, because otherwise the noise would all come across the mic. So I am melting for your entertainment today, ladies and gentlemen. But it is time for game number 3. It is the Alliance versus the Horde. And we are, in fact, coming back to Warhead Junction here in Brawlmania. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have on the right-hand side Team Liquid playing the Alliance. Gillen Hurd playing the Malfury and Sportbilly on the Falstad, Athera on the Muradin, Chris on the Jaina, and Shad playing the Greymane. Whereas on the left-hand side, it is the Horde. And playing for them, it is going to be Sylvanas, played by Quacknix, Rhaegar, played by Smex. We have Thrall, played by Whoopi, Rexar, played by Breeze, and Gul'dan, played by Shwimpy. Call to meet top, but not happening. The mind games, the betrayal happening once again. The Alliance believe them. You poor ignorant fools. You've been deceived again. And the Sylvanas comp pushes the bottom lane and crushes both of the towers. The Horde gaining a huge advantage here. The Alliance trying to get some kind of counter push here. This is going to be a base race. Looks like they're going through the gate. They can see everyone still top, so they're going for the fort. There's no way the Alliance can push this hard. They have to go defend this. Malfuria's already down there. They're going to leave Sportbilly up. He will get the towers. But that fort's gone. That's forfeit. You made the wrong call to believe the Horde. And the Horde punish you for it. They take the fort. And well played by them. Of course, it's the Horde acting like this. Yeah, very true. Put it on a Horde for making the intelligent decision of deceiving their opponent. Who would have thought that would happen? For now, though, the Horde really rotating up right now. They've already sent Thrall up to the top lane to deal with the Falstad, who did push up quite hard. You Orcs have no order. How dare you, sir? They have plenty of order. It's just that they also really want to win. So we have Thrall up in the top lane. Sylvanas heading down to the bot lane to start clearing this up against Jada. They already have the fort down, so it's literally just to stop their build. He's taking too much damage here. But finally, the teams have separated out into their lanes. But we have, on talent-wise, perfect storm coming in for the Muradin here, going with that stacking damage combined with the sledgehammer. That could work out quite nicely. We will keep an eye on that, see if he can get too much out of it. So we see Thrall starting off with the lightning, this time going with a bit more of a standard build. Rexar picked off. He was trying to roam through the jungle, but he got found out there, got sneakily caught. And there's the easy prey taken by Rexar. So he may, in fact, want to be taking bosses with Misha a little bit later on, using Misha to tank. And those bosses do need tanking. So right now, nuclear items, we have one on Sylvanas already. Shad attempting to pick up the other. Smexy wants to deny, but he's not near enough. He does not have the range to do that. So as such, Shad picks up the second nuke. So right now, one nuke per team. There might be more. I might have missed one. But here we go. We see a huge amount of damage immediately to cooldown. Once again, Zero Escape tries to drain himself to safety, but it's not enough. The damage is too good here by the Alliance, and there's no escape potential for the Gul'dan here, so he just gets picked off. He's really struggling here. He needs some kind of protection for his team, but right now, Rhaegar's not able to provide it for him against the kind of burst that the Alliance are running. So we are seeing the Alliance beginning to wander around here, looking for the mercenary camps while also trying to hold the lanes. Falstad grabs the watchtower in the middle so they have some more vision, and will then rotate back up to the top lane to grab all the XP that he can for his team and continues to duel against Ghoul, in fact. So able to just get that extra damage out. He can just throw in the hammerang every now and again. Boss has been started by the Horde, using that easy prey on Misha to try and tank through. Looks like it's working out pretty well so far. That Misha micro! Dodging out all of the Banelings here. Wubby also dodging out everything. This time, Misha getting caught by one. But here comes the Alliance to try and interrupt. Instead, we see Wubby taking a huge amount of damage. He pulls back, but he is gone. Shad with the damage is so real. And he uses his eyes in the dark to escape there as well. Sportbilly, what is that dub? He stays alive, barrel rolls out, he survives this. but that dropped everyone so low that it actually will look like the Horde, despite losing a hero here, will be able to survive it. Maybe not, actually. Gul'dan was picked off somewhere else there. And here we go. They're still trying it. They can't really let it leak. They now have to fight for it. They're so low. Misha pulling very aggressively forward, but she has no health. Good two-man stun there. Trying to let the baitings do the work, but no more have spawned. And it is going to be the Alliance picking up the boss. Nuke is used by Quacknix, but it's too late. They've already walked away. It takes too long, Quacknix, but it does. It catches Falstad. It gets the kill onto Falstad. Good nuke by Quacknix there. I did not expect that to get the kill, but it was enough. Nicely done there. But the boss, like we said, was taken by the Alliance. So we're going to be getting the Banelings pushing this up. Misha, though, tanking through him pretty nicely here. And now going to be used onto the boss to help clear it up. Wooby still trying to defend. He's against 3, but he can sustain himself through this. He just doesn't have the wave clear to really prevent the towers from losing that ammo and taking some damage onto his structures. Whereas Shrimpy, once again, in full retreat, because guess who's here? It's literally everyone. And down he goes. Completely outnumbered. 5 versus 1. And Shrimpy gets picked off here. Very unlucky for him. The Horde, Gul'dan, much like regular lore, Gul'dan is hunted by literally everyone and is murdered by literally everyone multiple times. So we are seeing 4 nukes spawning around the map, and the Alliance playing very aggressively onto them. We saw Wubby and Misha giving the vision here. There's the stun to try and let Quack pick that up, but instead he cancelled to try and get some poke. Chris already picks one up. Falstad got the other, and Rhaegar got a third. So right now it's just over this last one. There's the nuke used on the escape route. Can they force fight? No, the nuke is cancelled, stunned out by Misha there. So Chris will hold on to this, and it looks like the Horde will secure this one. So it's going to be 2 nukes to 2. Actually, it looks like Billy already used his. Not sure where he used that on. I guess on the fort. Yeah, the fort took a huge amount of damage. No, he's on the keep. The keep has taken damage, so he went in there, used the nuke on the keep, and then flew back out to kill the fort. Very sneaky move. Very clever. So now we're seeing the Alliance on the defensive here. They're pulling back quite a bit. They have found the Horde in a risky position, but Athero's on his own. He didn't make it over the wall. He immediately starts getting body boxed by Breeze. Shrimpy comes in with the drain, and there's the kill. They need to get out of that nuke range. Quacknick's pulling back as well. He already just dropped the nuke onto that keep in the background, and the nuke does no damage there. That nuke from Quacknick, though, did quite a lot of damage. And we're seeing now the Horde looking strong. Falstad, grab that top 4. Here comes another nuke. Direct circle onto that keep. And that's huge damage. Half its health. And down goes the keep. Hinterland is used. Does a lot of damage to Shrimpy. Ring of Frost, though, won't catch anyone. Everyone gets out here. And now we're seeing the Horde in retreat. Can the Chase do anything? Shad jumps onto Misha, but Misha tanks through. The bear will survive here. And we're seeing a strong show of strength here by the Horde, able to just turn that completely on its head despite losing the boss earlier. They would put themselves in a great position to continue fighting and continue pushing, and maybe try and take some more smaller victories. There is another boss in the top lane, but neither team wants to attempt to go for that yet. So we are going to be seeing Wubby moving into the mid lane with the rest of his team. Corruption, one of them, caught guard, but he has a bit of self-regen at the moment, so he is going to be fine for that. He will regen all of that damage. We are seeing the Horde just continuing to look for kills here. They could go for Mercenaries, and they're finally going to take their own Bruiser camp, aka the Raven camp here. But they need to be careful. The Goliath and the Raven will assist them in the push quite strong. But they will meet up with the Alliance's camp, and the Alliance are actually going to try and prevent that from being taken. They're forcing a fight over by the camp. There's the stuttering to interrupt it. Bloodlust has already been used. They're trying to chase through. A Pharaoh gets taken down. It's 2 for 0, and the Horde easily take that. You try to raid our lands. We will not let it happen. And this time, the Horde take the fight in convincing fashion. They have their heroics, all of them used there. And now they're going to try and head up to the boss area. It's Bloodlust, but the Thundering, the Fear from the Gul'dan Terrify. We have the Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas and the Bestial Wrath from the Rexar. Whereas on the Alliance side, they may want to try and contest. Jane is there, but it's just clearing laser at the moment. It's Haymaker once again from Muradin, Ring of Frost for the Jada, Twilight Dream for Malfurion, with the Mule, of course, once again. Hinterland Bells we already saw, and go for the throat on the Grey Mage. 2 nuclear warheads. 2 nuclear warheads hovering around. We have one in the top area, one just below mid lane. Athero jumps super deep, looking for a kill. He gets Hunter Seeker missiled, though, by the Merc Camp, and that's enough to assist in the burst to kill him off with no avatar. He does not have the protection he needs. The nukes have spawned here, and now we will see the Horde begin to split up to go grab those. and we will see them grab both those. Yeah, I don't see anyone who's going to be able to contest. We see Greymade heading down in the bottom area direction. Is he going to try and grab it? Yes, he is. But he's going to run into two heroes. If Gul'dan stays in that mid area, he can come help straight away. Misha rotating around. Shad harasses. In comes Misha for the poke. In comes Whoopi as well. Bad timing for Shad. He gets feared and all, guaranteeing that Thunder Ring used on the Jada, guaranteeing another kill. And that is going to be all she wrote for this one. They're going to grab both of those nukes, and they're going to be able to use them where they want. They're going to try and use them on the core. They're going to try and end here. So they're moving in. Let's see how much these nukes can do to the core. They have 3 catapults in display too, so they kill that. There's nuke number 1. Here comes nuke number 2. Hinterland Blast does not land. There's the Bloodlust to try and finish it off. The double nuke on the core chugs it down. And that is GG. The nukes win the game. And we will see the Horde claiming victory over the Alliance on Warhead Junction. Great play by both teams there in both games. This one was a little bit less close than the first two, but the Horde claim victory with that final play on those nuclear warheads, able to grab those very nicely. And we're going to send it over to the German hosts.
Mal zeigen, wie der Hase läuft.
Ja, da holt euch die zweite Klatsche ab.
Ja, da schauen wir mal, wenn es soweit ist. Also ich bin mir sicher, da sehen die Sachen anders aus.
Nee, du nicht, aber okay. Gut, Leute, es ist vorbei. Das war Heroes of the Storm Brawlmania. Congratulations to Fnatic for taking down the Alliance. So, thank you, Quacknix. How do you feel? How do you feel? It was sure from the beginning.
Really fun.
All right, so
really cool experience with the new maps overall. But yeah, this was a show match, so we just made sure we had fun.
That's good. That's good. So, a big applause for the Horde, and this is your trophy. All right, thank you very much. Congratulations, guys, and of course a big round of applause for Team Liquid.